Welcome back to another quick episode of the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. This is Josh, and here today I am going to talk about schedules. Got a bunch of schedules. I've been saving them for the last few years just to look them over. Today, we're going to talk about two schedules in particular, the World of Outlaw sprint cars versus High Limit. Let's go. World of Outlaw sprint cars, 86 nights, Creek County and Texarkana, 67 hold their first World of Outlaw events. The Canadian swing moves from May to after the Kings Royal. I like that move personally. National Open, $75,000 to win. High Banks Hustle, $150,000 to win. The Kings Royal and Knoxville Nationals are $200,000 to win, and the High Banks Nationals, $300,000 to win. Now, to play a little bit of catch-up financially, the World of Outlaws have added $400,000 to their point fund, which will be distributed throughout the points winners. Moving to High Limit, 65 nights, Las Vegas Motor Speedway as part of the NASCAR weekend in March 12th through the 14th, and Texas Motor Speedway as part of the NASCAR weekend. That's going to be April 30th and May 2nd. Port Royal hosting 8 total High Limit nights, including the Weichert Memorial and a new summer doubleheader, as well as the Tuscarora 50. 2-day event honoring Brian Clausen is going to be at Kokomo May 8th through the 9th. 13 tracks are set to welcome High Limit for their series debut. $100,000 to win for the Weichert Memorial, the Double Down Duels at Eldora for $100,000. $100,000 at $72 for the Gold Cup Race of Champions, and $126,000 for the Skagit Nationals. 6 High Limit races are going to be broadcast live on FS1. Big deal there. Some points on both. Now we'll really dive in. The World of Outlaw Sprint Cars 2026 schedule. They're going to start in Florida as they always do. They've got some time off, and then they start back up with the Bike Week Jamboree, going to Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Hopstad, Indiana, April 18th, then to Knoxville, April 24th, then April 25th, Knoxville, May 1st, Attica, May 2nd is going to be at Sharon, May 5th, Lincoln, May 8th, the Morgan Cup Night 1 and Night 2, May 9th at Williams Grove Speedway. Let's Race 2 then at Eldora, May 15th and 16th. Big section, big 2 weeks there in our neck of the woods. After that, they're going to go back to Knoxville, Huset's, River Cities, Hartford, Plymouth, Angel Park. 2 nights at Knoxville in June. Huset's for the High Banks, Huset's Hustle, and the High Banks National. There's big money to be won there. The High Banks Nationals, $300,000 on Saturday, June 20th. Then they're going to Wisconsin for a few nights before coming to Ohio. They've got July 14th, $20,000 to win the Brad Doty Classic at Attica Raceway Park. The night before the Kings Royal on July 17th and July 18th, $200,000 to win the 43rd running of the Kings Royal. Then they're going to head up to Canada before heading to New York, Pennsylvania, and the Ironman 55 on August 8th at I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. Before the Knoxville Nationals, after leaving Knoxville, they're going to Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Pennsylvania for the National Open, which is October 3rd. Then Sheldon Hodgshield is going to have the Buckeye Brawl, which is going to be 3 rounds. The first night, October 8th, is a Thursday at Millstream. The following night, Mansfield. And Saturday night, to round out all 3 rounds, Sharon Speedway. After that, they're going to head over to Lincoln Park for the Putnamville Showdown. And then the Jason Johnson Classic on October 23rd. The Short Tracks Nationals at Texarkana 67. And finally, the World Finals, the Dirt Track at Charlotte, wrapping up the season on November 7th. That is your World of Outlaw 2026 schedule. Now to High Limit. The High Limit schedule starts at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I've said it a couple times. You may have caught it. You may not have caught it. Las Vegas, it doesn't get used enough regularly, but it's cool. It's close to the NASCAR track. It's far off the strip, but you get the views. And then there's an Air Force base close by, which could get you some fighter jets overhead. Awesome. Fighter jets on the track, fighter jets in the sky. What more can you ask of that? Central Arizona Raceway, Vado, Route 66. They've got some time off between Dodge City and Lakeside. Then Lucas Oil, Eagle, Arrowhead, Texas Motor Speedway for a couple nights, Kokomo Speedway, and a co-sanctioned event with the All-Star Circuit of Champions in honor of Brian Clausen. Grandview, Port Royal for the Weichert Memorial, which is going to be wrapping up May 24th. Lawrenceburg, again, sanctioned with the All-Star Circuit of Champions, May 29th. May 30th at Butler, June 1st, Davenport, Red Cedar on June 3rd, Gondik Law June 4th, I-94 June 5th, and Attica Speedway on June 6th. A lot of racing in that little stretch there. Eagle Raceway, Shelby County, Big Sky. Then they're at Fremont on that Monday before the Brad Doty Classic. And we also found out that the week of May 11th, Fremont and Attica are both hosting $20,000 to win races during the week, in which the Outlaws and High Limit will both be in the area and both are off those days. That should be a heck of a show to see in Ohio. Back to what we're talking about, July 13th, Fremont on that Monday. You know they're going to be at the Doty that Tuesday, at Attica. Wednesday, Eldora for Double Down Duels. And on Thursday, the Joker's Jackpot at Eldora. Then obviously that's King's Royal weekend, which they will be taking part of. Then the Silver Cup follows that. Port Royal at the end of July. And then there is a good gap between July 26th and August 20th. And that's when they head to the West Coast. The Gold Cup Race of Champions is going to be August 29th at Silver Dollar. And then the Skagit Nationals is going to be September 5th. From Skagit to Port Royal, from September 5th to September 10th. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm surprised guys are okay with this. This is the third year now in a row that they've done this. And apparently it's not that big of a deal because it's still the same. Crazy to me, but hey, if nobody's complaining and it's working, then so be it. The Tuscarora 50 at Port Royal on Saturday, September 12th. Jesse Hockett and Daniel McMillan Memorial at Lucas Oil Speedway on Saturday, September 19th. Kokomo on Wednesday, September 23rd, and a couple days later, Eldora for the Four Crown Nationals. 2 nights at Eldora, Four Crown Nationals. If you haven't caught it, I don't know what you're waiting on. That is a great show to get to. Wing, non-wing. Love that show at Eldora. And then after that, they're going to Lakeside before they wrap up their season on October 17th at Texas Motor Speedway. Some heavy hitting schedules there from the World of Outlaw sprint cars and from High Limit. And the question is, which one do you like best? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow. And again, thanks for all the support. And until next time, we hope to see you guys at the track.